Hey everybody, welcome to your first ice day. I hope that you guys are staying warm and you're staying safe and maybe getting out and having a little bit of fun in the ice. I'm recording this Wednesday night. I gave you most of these instruction Wednesday in class, but there were a few people that were absent, so I wanted to go ahead and just reiterate this. This video will be for both days to give you the information for both Thursday and if we need it on Friday as well. So if you go to class work on Classroom, you go to class work where we post all of our information. The first thing that you need to do is the concept check for chapter 6. Now, chapter 6 was the information about analyzing the audience. So please make sure you go in and do that. Again, it is set for you to retake if you need to retake it. If you want to get a better score, you can go in and you can do that. There are the notes here, and you do have the book, and the questions come straight from the book, right? So you do have access to all those, and you are welcome to use those, okay? Please don't think you have to do it totally by memory. The other thing we're going to accomplish is the audience analysis. Now, of course, I hope that you have the proposal done, right? I hope this is done and turned in. The audience analysis is what you're going to work on next, and that's going to be due by Friday, realistically by the end of the weekend before we come back next week. But Friday would be really helpful so I can take a look at that. And then on Monday, we are going to start in on the building of and practicing of our About Me speech by looking at the outline. And the thing about the outline, let me go ahead and pull it up for you here real quick. Um, the thing about the outline is it's just a generic template. Okay, it's just there to show that you have thought about what you're going to speak about. You have an idea, you have a plan, you've gathered your information, you have an approach. Okay, that just tells me that you have some that you've been preparing. Okay, now the thing about I want you to see here is that it has 3 points. One, two, number three. Each of these has 3 points. There's two sub points. You tailor this to what you need. If you have 4 main points, add another one on. If you have 2 main points, but there's 3 points each with four sub points, you add or subtract as you need to. Okay. Please make this your own. Now, you can start working on this weekend. That is perfectly acceptable. We are going to start in on it on Monday. In class, we're going to try to get a sense of how to really dig into this. And again, like I said, I want to spend the rest of the week preparing and practicing. We will start giving these speeches on Valentine's Day, February the 14th, on Monday the 14th. The other thing that I want you to do, I want you to do the concept check, and the other thing I want you to do is the audience analysis. And we talked the other day about how to analyze the audience. Okay, we talked about how to really think about how that is going to change our message, right? How is that going to impact what I speak, how I speak, why I speak? So the first few questions here, they're pretty straightforward. The number of the people expected in your audience. In second block, that'll be 13. In block 6, that'll be 19. They are juniors and seniors predominantly. And when we talk about activities, the thing I said in class is you don't have to list every activity that everybody's in. I mean, I think it starts with the fact that our students are involved in a lot of activities, right? The people in this class are involved in a lot of activities. But what does that say about it? So they have good time management skills. They're able to balance the academics and the extracurriculars. They're engaged in their community. They take pride in their community. They are the leaders of this community, right? And so being involved in those things really says something about them and their role in this school. Special interests, and again, we talked about some different things that might be, I don't want to say distracting, but at least things that the people are interested in and might be competing for your time. Work, social life, getting into college, getting that scholarship money, some of the different outside of school activities that people might be involved in, travel, sports, club sports, Bible studies, things like that, church, different activities and things they might be in. Because again, what does that say about them, right? Like they are active, they are engaged, and they are reaching out. They have these support networks. They are involved with other people, not just inside the school, but outside of the school, right? And then this one here, and by the way, you feel free to copy this from somebody else in the class because we did talk about this in class. We did go through those, so you do have access to that. How am I qualified to speak on this topic? Really, there's two reasons. One, it's your own personal experience, right? Like, duh, this is me. And the other thing is too that you've done the analysis, or the expectation is that you've done the analysis, right? So, because again, this is a narrative speech, you're sharing your experience, but you're also analyzing what does it mean? How did this make an impact on me? Where did this change my life, right? How did this make me who and what I am today? So those two things, it's my experience, and I've done the analysis for this question. Now, the next four questions really are kind of up to you to really think through. The first question, what is my audience likely to know about me already? That really is taken two ways. That question can be taken two ways. One is, what do they actually know about? But likely to know, what might they think they know about me? And this is where people make judgments about you, right? Stereotypes or snap judgments or first impressions, right? Or if you show up in a letter jacket, people just assume certain things about you, right? And so it's these. It's not just what they do know about you, but what might they be thinking about you, and how will that change the way you speak with them? How might my audience connect with what I'm saying? So again, think about that commonality. What is the thing about my speech, my experience, my lesson that they can connect with? What's going to help them? What's going to draw them in? What's going to help draw them into my speech? Um, the third question here, then, how can my audience benefit? That's the thing they're going to get out of it. Think about this. You are asking, expecting them, we're kind of forcing them really to sit through a 3 minute speech where you share something about you. What are they getting out of it? What are you going to do to make it worth their while? And this is where we really think about the fact that there's got to be a message. You just don't tell a story and there's no point to it, right? Like, we learn something about you, you share a moral, you help somebody see it a little differently, right? So, what are you hoping that they get out of this? And then the last question is, are there any things about this topic that might make people uncomfortable? Um, and then do I need to deal with that? So you think about like, and I think the example I used in class was like when you watch a game on TV and somebody breaks their leg and they zoom in and slow it down, and you watch the leg twisting. It's like, oh, like you can actually feel it, right? Like you feel physically uncomfortable. But maybe like the content of your speech is just kind of awkward or makes people nervous, or maybe in a different context it makes them mad, right? um, that doesn't mean that you can't do this, but it does mean you need to think about this and make sure that it's worth, it's important, it's necessary, and the fact that maybe do I need to say something to my audience beforehand, right? If this is going to be something of you, then I hope that you and I have that talk before we get too far to make sure that's a really necessary piece. But again, the do the concept check for. Make sure you do the concept check for quote unquote Thursday's assignment, and for Friday's assignment, then you are going to do um, the audience analysis. Monday, we're going to start on the outline and get ourselves ready to start giving our speeches the next week. Again, please make sure you're reaching out if you have any questions, you have problems, you need something. Please make sure you're reaching out. I will have open office hours. I'll send out that information. You can also email me too. So if you need something, send me an email. We can try to answer that for you as quickly as we can. But please make sure that you're reaching out if you do need something. Good luck, everybody. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing for your speeches.